Welcome back to Supervised Ministry 301. Fruitland Baptist Bible College provides this class for you. I'm your instructor, Steve Googe. Today we're going to talk about ministry law. Also, we're going to talk about case studies. What are case studies? Alan Neely defines a case study as, and I quote, a means of teaching and learning by the analysis of actual events, close quotes. From the 1970s, the case study method has been used to train ministry students. A case study is sometimes called a case for short. Seals writes, and I quote, "It is a written description of an actual event in ministry where decisions must be made. The reader enters the event and vicariously experiences the tension." Close quotes. A case study assignment presents details of a specific incident and asks the student to respond to the case at hand. The case study assignment is both an evaluation and also an analytical exercise. That is, the student must be able to evaluate the key points of the case and analyze the significance of the resulting actions. The writing assignment normally will briefly summarize the key points of the case and the subsequent actions. The case study is written in the third person. The assignment calls for theological reflection. On this slide, we will discuss how to write a case study. You will want to stop this lecture and go to page 14 of your syllabus. There you will find in appendix number 4, guidelines for writing a case study. I think that would help you as we progress through this slide. A case study is written through the eyes of one person and presents the reality that one person experienced. It provides the details of an event where the personalities face a dilemma. The subject material should be the typical issues faced in any ministry. For this class, the case study does not have to be extraordinary in order to receive a good grade. The featured person or persons do not need to look like heroes. It is written in the third person and in present tense. Often the background of the case is essential in order for the reader to understand the difficulty encountered. Once you select a ministry event to use in a case study, you'll want to organize your written work into 5 sections of unequal length. The 5 sections are: Introduction. Begin your case with a brief statement of the dilemma and a hint of some possible alternatives available to the key players in the case. Let your readers know that a decision must be made. It is essential that your case focus on the decision to be made. The second part is the background. Give sufficient background to the event, the situation, or project for it to be understandable. You will include information about persons and events. This sets the stage for the development of those events. Number 3, the development or the description. Describe what happened in the event or the nature of the situation or project. The central issue of the case is to be presented in this section. Include actual conversation among the participants and actions that were taken. Describe your actions and involvement in the process. What did you do? What did the major characters do? What did they say or think? Write in a chronological sequence so your reader can follow the story. The fourth section is theological reflection. What theological issues do you think are or were involved in the event or situation? Are there any particular passages or scriptures or doctrines that would help make sense of this event? You will learn more about theological reflection on week number 4, and perhaps you'd like to glance at appendix number 8, Developing Processing Skills for Theological Reflection, on page 20 of your syllabus. What did you learn from the experience? In the light of your experience, how would you handle similar situations or events in the future? What are you learning from the ongoing situation in which you are involved? And last, how might you now respond more effectively to this situation in the light of your role as a Christian minister? How can a case study be used as an effective learning tool? Well, a peer group gives you the opportunity to present and then receive feedback about your dilemma. You may be surprised by alternatives suggested within the group. Some of those alternatives you may not have even thought of. You will gain many insights in peer group case presentations. This is an example of collaborative learning. When your peers read the case study that you present, they will respond to the 3 questions you see on your slide. Number 1, here's my understanding of the case. Number 2, here's what I am thinking about the case. And number 3, here's what I'm suggesting you consider since the case. Since the case is over, then there's some things that you could consider that might make you more effective in a future time of ministry. Now we turn our attention to another data collecting method that is used in this class, and that is the ministry log. What is a ministry log, and how can you use it? Well, again, you may want to refer to your course syllabus. Appendix A is entitled Weekly Ministry Log Report. It's on page 10. You will be providing one of these reports each week. You'll provide these both for your field supervisor and also for me. Well, a ministry log is a written summary record submitted to your field supervisor and course instructor. It is a short report of ministry you're doing, you're pursuing, meetings you attend, assignments you have attempted or completed, events attempted, and care provided within the objectives set forth in your supervised ministry learning covenant. You will use the report form found in your syllabus to communicate your progress. Now, there should be several component parts. Number 1, background. That is a detailed summary of the week's activities, plans, events, resources read or consulted, and issues you face. How the items in the background section related to the objectives of the covenant. This needs to be very specific, with you relating each item in your background list to an objective you set originally in your learning covenant. If an item does not fit neatly into an objective, then match as closely as possible. And then detailed comments on selected items. Students will select 2 items from the list compiled in the background section to write a more detailed report. What happened? What went well? What didn't go well? Your theological reflection, additional comments, and how you plan to follow up.